Nothing's happening.
Here we go. Now it says we're
Oh my
streaming
gosh.
live.
I can't even find us now. I've got like 10 places where we're streaming live on my computer. But I think we might be live. So
I
good
think
morning,
we are. It says
everyone.
the meeting is now streaming live on custom live streaming service. So we are live here at the river and in Fort Lauderdale. Yes. Good morning, everyone. And I'm going to look, and it is now on Angel Speakers and Enlightened World. We're everywhere.
Okay. And it's got like 10 tabs open on my computer trying to go live.
Okay, and we are on Enlightened World Network, and we've got Tony and Luann and Wendy and Sharon all with us.
Good morning, everybody. We had some computer glitches this morning and we had some human glitches this morning.
Oh,
So, hello, hello, hello.
it has been a glitchy morning, and Sally's with us.
Yeah.
Good morning, everybody.
I've had 2 sips of coffee, so if I'm tripping over my words, that's the reason why.
That's okay. And Becky and Carrie and Scarlett. And I'm just going to read these out till you get caught up, Teri. Uh, so Teri's had a horrible morning trying to get this technology going. I do not envy her a bit. It's very discombobulating. I love that word. And good morning, Catherine Kovacs and Stacy, Robert, and Teri. Good morning. You're
Terry,
watching.
Becky, Jean Lorio. Oh, hello, everybody. Yeah, Becky, it's in my hand, honey. I just have only had 2 sips of it so far. So help us share this out, please. That's what I'm doing now.
Okay, me
Share,
too.
share.
As Teri says, sharing is caring. And I know that our
Okay.
beautiful Wendy always shares. Good morning, Barbara.
And there's Sharon Boyle.
Yes.
Yes, it is so frustrating, Sharon. And it's just a click of a button. But I clicked and nothing happened. So then I stop and I re-click it. And then I had like 10 tabs that from all those clicks that were trying to go live. So yeah, it was a mess this morning. So we're going to cancel, clear, delete that whole incident. And we're going to start from this very now moment. So good morning. And it's so great to see everybody.
Good morning, Etta. It's nice to see you this morning.
Oh, hi, Etta. Thank you for the love. And thank you for sharing, Becky.
Oh, okay. Now let
Wendy
me
says it's another gorgeous day in the UK. I'm so glad to hear that.
You know, Wendy, it's really beautiful here this morning. We've had gorgeous mornings, nice and cool and crisp. And then it starts raining every afternoon and rains through the evening. So I haven't been able to do a sunset. But as soon as it clears off in the evening, y'all are going to get a sunset.
Awesome.
Say good morning to my big brother, Barbara.
Beautiful.
Okay.
How's everybody doing today? Happy Saturday.
Oh. And Sally says she's hoping your doctor's appointment went well, Teri. You want to update us on your eye and how you're feeling?
Well, I have drops that I put in my eye 4 times a day. It still feels a little scratchy and it's still just a bit swollen, but it's getting there. So thank you for asking. And then I had another doctor's visit with my regular doctor, and everything looks really, really, really good. But I do have to have a test. I'm having that next week, and it's on my heart. They're going to see if I have a heart.
Okay. Well,
So
I
I'm not
do, but
not sure what that's all about, but they're doing an ultrasound of my heart. So just pray that it shows them that it's beautiful and beating as it should be beating.
yeah, good. We will. We'll hold you up in prayer. Absolutely. Absolutely. So, what's it like down there in Fort Lauderdale? Is it
Well,
beautiful out? Of course, I know you got up late. It was,
well, I woke up at an hour early. I woke up at 5:40 this morning, and it was just starting to get daylight, but I could see clouds. So that's why I didn't just get up and go over to the beach so we could do sunrise. But now it is, it's beautiful out. It's a little breezy. So I'm thinking that there's rain on its way because that's usually my first indication.
Yeah.
And yeah, we've been getting rain every day here, every day. So it's like, eh.
I'll tell you, the plants love it though. The gardens look great.
Oh, I'm sure.
And Sam's been having to mow the yard like every other day. He's
Oh
like,
my gosh.
we needed the rain, but oh heavens, because you know the little one is not going to go out in that yard and do her business if the grass is even a millimeter too long for her. She's quite the little diva.
Yeah. Let's say goodbye to Gabby. She says she can't stay, so she's
Oh,
leaving.
bye,
And
Gabby.
yeah, bye, sweetheart. Have a great day. And I saw that Wendy says she's feeling better. She says, I felt great the past couple of days. The power of prayer.
Yeah,
Absolutely, honey.
I'm
Yeah,
so happy for
I
you.
am so happy with that news. Yeah,
And Luann wants you to set up a coffee intravenous for Terry.
yeah, I think I need to invent that.
And there's
Becky, thank you, sweetheart. Talking about my heart. It's there and it's huge.
uh,
Yeah.
and good morning, Joanne. How are you this morning?
Who's Joanne that's with us? I don't see her.
She's right below Becky's heart comment.
Mm, not on my computer, I don't think.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so she,
Barbara says, yeah, the plants love the rain. I know, they're just like mine are just like exploding. It reminds me of Diana's there's like a tropical rainforest where she's at there in the mountains, and that's we don't get that much, that those types of greens. So this is really nice. It's really, really nice. There
oh,
she is.
Joanne said something, so now I see her. Joanne Castillo. Good morning, honey.
Uh,
Yeah.
good
Awesome.
morning. Uh, Oh, and Sharon was saying to Gabby, she just saw her wee video and what a fabulous place where you live. So I'm going to have to check that out. I wasn't on a whole lot yesterday, so I'm going to have to play catch up a bit today.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
So, did any of you find your dragons last night when we did the dragon show? That was so much fun. And if you didn't see it, Dr. Ruth Anderson with Enlightened World Network led a beautiful meditation about dragons and how we can just go to that healing pool. They're everywhere there, all the different colors. And she explained the different colors. So
Oh,
if you're seeing a dragon and it's got a color to it that you're seeing on it, just watch that video because it tells what that dragon is working with in you because they're healing. It's healing energy that's coming from them. And it was amazing to hear all of them and to for us all, like Carol Cross and Ruth and I were all expressing what we were seeing, what color dragon we were seeing, where they were at the healing pool. It was awesome.
I'm going to have to catch that replay because I know what mine
I know you have
is.
one.
Yeah, I want to see what the colors mean in that.
Yeah, it was really good because she went through every color and explained. So that's a really good thing to see what it might mean if maybe you have a different dragon that comes to work with you and see what that color represents because it's all healing inside. Yes, Jean, you were there and we found unicorns and the unicorns were everywhere. So we talked about all of that energy as well.
Yeah. My adopted brother, my big brother Steve, is making quail eggs for breakfast that I
Oh,
took to him. So enjoy, Steve
yeah,
and Barbara.
absolutely. So, Jean, did you find your dragon, or had you already connected with the dragon, and now you know what that represents with your color? I can't remember who all was there, but I know Carol Allen was there, so I'm hoping she'll come on today.
Yeah, Sharon said, we're back kind of to the plants. Sorry. She said, that's what I'm trying to create in my garden, tropical plants with large leaves so that it looks good all year round with a fusion of plants from around the world. Wow, magical.
I love that idea.
Yeah. Oh, I wish you were here because I have all of these big elephant ear plant type things here in the swamp. I've got, you could put a 2x4 in the ground here in Florida and it would grow leaves. I'm telling you, everything grows down here. And banana trees, I've got so many banana trees. They're like bamboo, very invasive.
Yeah.
So I
But they
would,
look so cool out there by the house. I love
yeah,
them. And I
yeah.
love that swamp.
And they taste so good. I make the best banana bread. If I do say so myself, everyone loves my banana bread because it's not because of me, it's because of the bananas. They're so rich tasting.
Hmm. And yes, Catherine Kovacs, it was on last night at, I believe it was 7 o'clock Eastern time. Scarlett, yes, hi, you were there. And I want to hear your experience. I don't remember seeing if you told us the color of your dragon last night.
And we have, I think, a new viewer. It's either
Di?
Woodbine, Di, or D. I don't know how you pronounce that. But good morning and welcome to the Angelic River family.
Yes, welcome here. And Wendy, thank you for bringing her in.
Yes. Okay. And Scarlett said it felt very surreal. Was she with you last night?
Mhm.
Awesome.
She was.
Um,
Yeah.
oh, and Sharon said she just bought 2 banana plants and a Tropicana canna. I don't,
Ooh,
I'm going to have
I
to
don't
look
know what
that
that
up.
is.
Yeah, yeah,
Interesting. I guess maybe they have different plants over in the UK and we need to get educated.
yeah. Oh, good morning, Sherry Seymour.
Hi, Sherry. And Di says hi there and thank you. And yes, we hope you will come into our group. Wendy put the name of it up. Thank you, Wendy.
Oh, Sally says she wanted to plant bamboo but was afraid to lose control over them. If you with bamboo, if you put some concrete or some kind of barrier, I was told because there's lots of bamboo here in Florida, you have to kind of container it in the ground, so to speak, and it won't go past. Apparently, that's what I was told. I don't have any personal experience with it.
Yeah, and Barbara says color interpretation is so interesting. Wondering, Sharon, if it has anything to do with our colors in our gardens. What a great comment.
That's a good
And
question.
yeah, and I'm sure because color it just brings in so much energy.
Yeah.
So as you're surrounding yourself, as we talked about last week in the chakra class, surrounding yourself with the color of a certain chakra will help intensify the energy and heal the energy in that chakra. So yeah, I would think that it would make a difference if that's what you're looking at as you're out in nature, that
You
that
know,
would move up the chakra.
I just added some plants to my garden, and I noticed I was adding yellows and oranges this year, and I did put in a few lavenders, and that's was predominant. I had a lot of red and different colors, but those were the 3 colors that I added, and I wasn't. It's just that's what drew me,
Mhm.
and those are the chakras that I'm working on right now. Interesting.
Yeah, absolutely. And Scarlett, speaking of colors, Scarlett says, I saw all the colors of the dragons and felt the healing light. Yeah,
Wow.
there was there was a huge dragon that was flying over us, and it was white, and it was beaming down healing light to us. And as we were doing the meditation, it felt similar to Archangel Michael energy, but it was in a coming to us in a dragon form, and Michael was there with all the dragons. And it was just an amazing meditation. I hope you all have a chance to go back and listen to the replay of that. And we have a couple of other people. Philip Nichols, hello and welcome. And Tanushri Gulati, welcome, welcome. And hi, Diane. Diane's with us.
And Etta says, Jasmine, my and Jasmine's friend is here. Tanushri.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you may see that, Terry. You might.
That's the one I just said good morning to.
Oh,
Sorry.
okay. I didn't. I apologize. I was looking at the comments, and I apologize for not listening more closely. Uh, yeah. Welcome. Well, a double welcome to Nushri.
Yes, absolutely. We welcome everybody. And on Periscope, we have Warren Mills from Texas. Good morning and welcome to our show.
Hey.
Okay, we've got comments coming in and they're
Wow.
scrolling. And
There.
Sharon says, color therapy is wonderful. I love color. I am looking at height, form, and color with my garden vision. Wonderful.
Yeah. I need you here.
Yeah.
Oh.
And Sharon Boyle, I know you caught a little bit of the show last night. I saw you on there. And Edda says that Tanu is from India. Awesome. Welcome. We do this show every morning. It's called Coffee and Conversation. Jeryl Ann is at the St. Johns River in Central Florida, and I'm here in Fort Lauderdale, close to the ocean. This is actually a picture that I took of a sunrise over the Atlantic Ocean. And this is one of my favorite pictures that I took there. This is a pier that's at the end of the road that takes you over to the ocean, and you can walk out on the pier. You can walk out and you feel like you're right there over the ocean.
And Di is Wendy's new dog rescue friend. So
Awesome.
thank you, both of you, for all the work that
Yeah.
you do for our homeless animals and dog rescue. It's important work that we do. You know, you're giving a voice to the voiceless. That's awesome. There's so many comments. It's like hard to keep up with them all.
I know. Sally says, can't wait to experience color therapy. We have a practitioner at the center.
Um,
That would be amazing, Sally.
yeah.
I love color therapy also.
Yes, and Wendy agrees. They are the voice for the voiceless. It's so that is such powerful work that you're doing, Wendy and Di. It's really so necessary. We have a lot of down here in Florida where we're at, where I'm at. We have a lot of animals that every one of mine are rescues. My cat, both my dogs, and uh, feral cats are a real issue here. So I totally can relate.
Yeah, that's huge here in Fort Lauderdale. Of course, it's a big city, so there's going to be
Yeah.
more of that everywhere. We don't have as many stray dogs. We do every once in a while. The rescue that I work with brings in a stray dog, but usually we get them from people that are turning them over. You know, people buy dogs for their children, and then the kids eventually start ignoring them and don't take care of them. So they turn them over to the Humane Society, unfortunately. So we rescue a lot of those. As soon as we know, we go in and get that animal before it's euthanized because they're so overcrowded, and that's what they do.
Yeah.
So we try to rescue as many of them as possible and foster them out until they can get their home, their permanent home.
Yeah. And good morning, Sherry Layton Gatewood. How
Hey,
are you this
Sherry.
morning? Hi. And I want to do a public apology to Sherry and Sharon and Marianne. I thought I had invited them into our issues group, and it in my mind I had, and I completely dropped the ball on it. And I want to apologize to each of you. And I put you in the group and sent you the message. And I hope you'll be able to join us next Friday. It's been a bit of a tough week this week, and my mind was not working on all cylinders. No excuse. I do apologize. That was not cool at all. So I hope you'll give us a shot.
I hope so. That's a great group. Sally says all of ours are rescues, talking about the animals. I refuse to buy a fur baby when you can rescue. Every one of them is deserving of love. Oh, they absolutely
Absolutely.
are. I have never bought an animal at all, Sally, as well. And usually I either mine find me or I hear from a friend that there's an animal and I go and adopt it. Right now, I'm animal-less, and it feels weird. You know, Geraldine, it felt so weird when I came home. I had been away for a couple of months with Jeryl Ann at the river, and last year I lost both of my cats. It spread apart, one in February, one in October. And I came home, I got in the door, and after I got inside and got dried off and settled, it was like there, it was so quiet, and there was just a missing ingredient here. And I had been around Jeryl Ann's beautiful animals, her two dogs and Hope the cat. So it was like a real emptiness. I know what people mean now when they say empty nest syndrome, when
Yeah,
they, when you're used to something being there constantly, because they were with me for 19 years.
right.
So when you're used to having that, and then all of a sudden it's so visibly evident that it's not
Yeah.
there anymore. It's hard.
Yeah, they were always there to greet you when you came home,
Always.
and that's a tough transition that I don't think we get over, um, quickly at all. We really don't. And Wendy asked how Angel is doing. She's back to eating again. I think they're adapting. I mean, um, it's they get used to a certain having people around, and so it was a real shift, and even it I think animals go through the grieving process just as much as we humans do, you know so but thank you, she is doing well, and I'm really grateful for all of your prayers that you've been sending out to my fur babies, because I love them so much.
Yeah. Yeah. And animals do go through the grieving process. I have a book out called Time Heals for Animals, and it's an energy healing modality for them as well. And it explains how they go through the grief process. And I watched it with my cat Gizmo, because Tazzy was the first to leave. She left in February, and I didn't think he was going to make it. I mean, I'm surprised that he made it till October. Seriously, he would just lay there, and you could see his whole body was in grief. His face was down. He would not. He was lethargic. It's a real process they go through, just like we do.
Yeah.
Just when we have a loss, we don't have the energy to go about our day and do the things that we normally do. We're just stuck in that huge emotion from the loss. So
Yeah.
yes, animals absolutely have the same emotional response that we do to loss, to happiness.
Yeah.
You can tell when they're happy. Just look at Angel. Oh my gosh, there were moments when she would just streak through the house, and you could just tell she was just happy. She was excited.
Yeah.
So yeah, they have emotions, and we can tap into those emotions and know what our animals are going through and help them in whatever is needed.
Absolutely. And Luann is saying bye bye. She's got more packing and
Oh,
organizing to do today.
I'm so excited.
I am too. She gets to go home. She was
Yes,
tired and she was stuck, and this is just the greatest news.
it
Great.
is. We're
Yeah,
celebrating with you, Luann.
absolutely. And good morning, Mel. Melody Simmons is watching with us this
Hi,
morning.
Mel. And so is Charles Coons. Hello,
Yeah,
and Trisha Cullen. Good morning to all of you
good
coming in.
morning.
And I put in there, it is prayer request time. Gerald Ann has an appointment after the show, so we're going to get everything going on time this morning.
Uh, oh, you're so welcome, Luann. You see, Sally says, our old girl we still have left grieved for 4 days for each loss of her partners. Yeah, they just, when our sissy passed, year two, it'd be 2 years in October, Brookie was just, I mean, it was a long time. She wouldn't eat for days. And
Yeah.
then it was just, it took a good month or so before she kind of got back to her old self again.
Yeah,
Took it hard, really
they
hard.
do. They really take it hard, especially, you
Mm.
had Sissy for a long time.
14 years.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
that was the constant companion, and that's how Gizmo was. Gizmo and Tazzy were together for almost 19 years.
Yeah.
He was
That's
that
amazing.
was his life. That's all he knew was having her there. Even though they fought a lot, it
Yeah.
was still that was the constant. Besides me, I never went anywhere. But yeah, they do. They feel that loss so profoundly.
Yeah. Thank you, Tricia. And do you want to read Etta's comment?
Kindly pray for Prachir and Neil. Prachir is missing mom, and tears are not stopping from his eyes. He has a headache today.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're definitely
The
going to
whole
lift him up. I'm
family.
seeing some prayer requests starting. Wendy put in Linda Matthews.
Yes.
We lift her up every day.
And I'd like to continue prayers for my second mom who passed a couple of days ago, Fran Mara, and her family and my family.
Oh,
She
yeah.
and her husband were my mom and dad's best friends for 30, 35 years. And so consequently, it's been pretty tough on everybody. She was the last of their original group, and it's just my mom and dad now. So please say prayers for them. And Carol Allen is with us.
Yeah, and for you, Jeryl, because I know that was a huge loss. So
It was.
lifting that the whole family up, and I prayed for you all yesterday, and for
Thank you, Terry.
peace in your heart, and knowing that she's at peace.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like I know she's with Frank again because
Yeah.
Frank passed about 7 years ago. We've been trying to remember how long ago he passed, and I know they're together. And honestly, it really took me by surprise how how deeply I grieved. I just lost my favorite aunt, and the, it it didn't happen the same way. So I guess too, it was an experience for me to grieve differently for
Yeah.
different people. It's surprising to me sometimes. So and Sally asked for prayers for her daughter Christina and granddaughter Sally for strength and peace to surround them.
And also, Wendy asked for prayers for Diane, Allison Beiersdorfer. She has a migraine this
Yes,
morning.
yes. Thank you.
And I saw Jean Lorio. My cat is missing my pup who died this week. So sorry. I wish I could help her see Buddy like I have. He is so joyful and happy. I try, but she is 27 years old, so it's hard. That's a long time for a cat to live. Really is, and that's amazing. But yeah, I understand that grief process. So yeah, we'll lift her up. And Carrie says, Neto and I are connected. You can see our bond. We communicate with ease. I love my boy. I love your Neto. He is just the amazing little puppy. I love him so much.
And I'd like to lift up Sally and Tony. You know, they're building a healing center and they're getting ready to open up, but they are working around the clock. And I've never seen two harder workers. So please send them energy because I think they could really use it right about now. It's been
Absolutely.
a long road. An exciting one and a beautiful one. And I love what they're doing, but those of you who have remodeled or set a business up and to do it all, it takes a toll. And excuse me for a moment, I'm going to go settle the puppies down because there's something going on out there. Okay, I'll be right.
Somebody at the door.
Yes, yes.
And Charles, prayers for my wife and all my dogs that have moved on. Yeah, it's tough. I've never looked at an animal that I have as an animal. They are my kids, and that's how I would always refer to them, and that's how I treated them. But they're even more special, I think, because they are 100% dependent on you. They can't, like a kid can go and do things on its own. The animals, you have to meet their every need. You have to give them food and water and attention and all the things that to keep them going, and then to help them feel the love because they give unconditionally to you. So, just want to mention that the book that I talked about, Time Heals for Animals, it is a energy healing modality for animals. And I will be doing training. Karen Palmer and I will be setting up an online training to teach you how to communicate better with your animals, but also how to do energy healing that will open their chakras. Yes, animals have them just like we do, and how to really tell if something is going on. If an animal is approaching the end of its life experience, there's certain things that it tells you and ways that it communicates that to you. And they get us ready. They actually prepare us for that end of life, unless, of course, it's like they have an accident. There's, you can't be prepared for that, but if they're sick, they let us know and they share with us that they're ready to leave their body. And I know with my both of my cats actually, but especially my first cat that went, Tazzy, she would find her hiding spot. She would go off to herself and go either behind a piece of furniture or into a corner where I couldn't get to her. They find their spot that they're going to go in, and they don't want you um, to suffer as they are leaving their body. But I asked her to please let me help her, to let me experience that last moment with her, and she did. That was very special. If you've ever had that time where an animal gives you that, where you're actually able to sit with them as they pass, it was something I will never forget and always remember how it felt to hold her as she left. That's something that's very special that our animals can give to us. But if you're interested in that and learning more about your animals, just let me know, and we'll be setting up that online course to help you know some of these things that I just mentioned. And yes, Trish, you can feel spirit from dogs, cats, horses, and all of them do this. All of them exhibit that behavior where they show you when something's wrong, and they show you when it's their time. They let us know. They definitely let us know. And Jeryl, we were talking about how they tell us when it's time for them to move on. And I know Sissy did that with you. She gave you all the signs that, yeah, I'm done here. I've had my time, and now I need to move on. But she lingered, and this is the other thing that happens sometimes. We keep them a little longer because we don't want to let them go. So we kind of beg them, whether we do it verbally or with our energy. We don't want them to leave us, and
She,
they feel that. They
yeah.
feel that. I know Sissy did at the end.
And she was so worried about Sam. My husband had never had a pet in his whole life. They had a dog, but it was a farm dog. It was outside. It never came in the house. It wasn't a pet. It was a farm dog. And he loved her. He was known as the bald guy in the white truck with the black dog. We live in a very small town, and the golf cart behind him, right? He works on golf carts, and she was so afraid of leaving him and what it would do to him, and it devastated him for quite some time. And that's how we ended up with Angel. About, what was it, she died in October and we got Angel in April, the following April. So yeah, there she was a healer, and she loved with her whole heart and soul, and she was so afraid. So
Yeah.
Sherry, she says, yes, I was with my dog when he died, and even the neighbor's dog came while it was happening. That happened with Sissy too. She had a best friend that lived up the road, and Jordan came down the night before and came in the house. And I told Jordan, I said, go say bye bye to Sissy. And she did, and they kissed.
Yeah.
And uh, it was really hard on Jordan too. It was hard on Brookie, but it was hard on Jordan because they'd been together much longer. They were playmates as puppies. So yeah, it was really tough.
It is.
Yeah.
Okay, so Wendy Willis has joined us. Good morning,
Hi,
sweetheart.
Wendy.
Thank you for being here.
Yeah.
And let me see, I think I missed some prayer requests. Charles Coons asked for, oh, I'd read that one, for prayers for his wife and all of his dogs that have moved on. And Carrie says prayers for discernment, guidance, and openness to receive. I like that. And Bhupinder Singh, good morning and welcome. He says, nice to listen to.
And Wendy says her three dogs were present when their Senna passed.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's important. And, they can't understand fully that they're not able to get up and play anymore and be there with them. But yeah.
Sally has an interesting question. She says, has anyone ever had a fur baby who is exiting bring their replacement prior to passing? Ours always did. That's how we wound up with two kitties. Our last little boy who crossed brought us the kitties.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, that happened with me when I had my Australian Shepherd cowgirl. She brought Sissy into my life. And because she knew she had cancer, she knew she was going to pass and she didn't want me to be alone. And she trained Sissy to be a healer, which is what cowgirl was. They would be under my healing table every time I worked. And so, yeah, I've had that experience.
Yeah. And can we tell that after Sissy passed, I know that you were very tender from that, and you weren't sure to bring another animal in.
Right.
So we saw the sign very clearly from the angels. They put a perfect cloud of a dog, the
Yeah.
the outline of a dog, and we saw that, and it was like confirmation.
Yeah.
It was just total confirmation that, yeah, you're ready,
I
and
just read
this
it.
dog is ready. And I believe that Sissy did that, that
I
she
agree.
was, it was like her, okay, mom, you can do this now because you're ready, and this dog is so ready for you, and Angel was ready for you.
She was. Well, remember we saw the cloud, but then I was, and right after, was it right after I was at your house?
Yes, it was.
And she took a picture of me, and in the picture above was an outline of Sissy.
Hmm.
And so they both happened in a very short time, and that was all I needed. And when I got home from Fort, it was right, that happened after the cloud, because
Hmm.
as soon as I got home from Fort Lauderdale, came in and I said to my husband, call Eddie and see if he still has those puppies, because he had one that he said looked like Sissy. It was a male. I really wanted a female dog, and we ended up with Angel, and he handed her to me. She wrapped her paws around my neck. And Sam said, well, we'll think about it and we'll come back tomorrow. And I said, no, we won't. She's going home with us now. And that the rest is history, as
Rest
we
is
say.
history, and there she is. I heard her whimper.
Yeah, yeah.
Beautiful. And Trish asked, anyone else feel or sense their pet after they passed? Oh, big time.
Yeah.
She says, a few days after my dog died, my husband and I felt her jump on our bed to say hello. Amazing. I do that all the time. I feel like a little, the bed just kind of gives a little bit, and I know that they're both there because they used to jump up with me all the time.
And Wendy says, I see my wonderful dog in my sleep from time to time. I am sure he comes when he knows I need his love. And I'm pretty sure that Wendy's husband sees Senna also
Yeah.
as well. So
Okay, well, I see that it's time for us to begin so we can get off of here on time. And hi, Angie Taylor. I saw you come in with us, honey.
and
Welcome this
good
morning.
and good morning, Christina.
I've loved this conversation about our beautiful animals. And as I said, I call them my kids. Usually I call them my fur kids when I do have that. And it's an empty place not having any right now in my life. And Jeryl Ann's were my surrogate kids while I was there. They really showed a lot of love. So there's an empty place there in my heart without my beautiful cats that I lost last year. So anyone that has lost their pet, I totally understand what you've been through, and I understand how they come to you also to help you to get over that grief and to work through that grief.
Just like people.
Okay, so let's start taking a deep breath in. Breathe it into your heart. I like to touch my heart center because that brings the focus right there. And let's pull in all those fragments, all those places that we have been, memories that we've been down the lane to gather up. Just hold all that warmth in your heart. Let's take another breath in and breathe into any place inside that's feeling unwell, whether it's a headache, stomach, heartache, whatever it might be. Just breathe into that place right now. Let that energy of love go right to where it's needed. I'm feeling a lot of hearts being touched, so let's all just gather that energy together, looking at how beautiful love looks. It takes on different forms for each of us. You might see it in an animal's eyes. You might see it in a person's eyes. You might see it in nature. So just pull that image in, whatever it might be, that brings you warmth, brings you joy. Hold it in your heart. And then release it back out. And let's bring in the color green. Green is a very healing energy. It's also the energy that surrounds our heart in that heart chakra. So let's open up our heart chakras again today. Breathing it in deeply and going deeper. There's some clearing happening already. As we go deeper into that heart space, you're going to uncover layers. Imagine there's a lotus flower sitting there and you're just going through those layers, opening them up, breathing in the breath of love. Keep opening the layers. And then eventually you get to that center, the very center of the heart. And here there's only love. It's an unconditional love that has no judgment, no criticism. There's no pain here because love heals. It heals everything. So when we're diving into that pool of love, that's all we feel. Everything else falls away, just like those lotus petals. Now breathe out and exhale anything that's still left, any remnant that's unlike love, any of the pain. Just set your intention that it's going. I'm releasing it. I'm taking in the love and releasing pain. Pain in any form. Maybe it's not physical pain. Maybe it's an emotional pain. Just let it go. Now, as you take another breath and go back in that place, that deep, deep place inside where there's love. Let your energy go there and then let it travel down to Mother Earth. We're going to envision that Earth is opening up and we're going right to the center of it, carrying a thread from that heart center, that beautiful love that we felt there. We're bringing it with us down into Earth. And we're going to send healing over our Mother Gaia, sending it to all the roots that are underneath the earth, the roots of the plants that bring us so much joy, the roots of the trees. Let's watch as all of those roots just feel our love. They receive that green energy from the heart and they flourish in that. You can see them just start to perk up when we send love there. And let's send that same energy into our waterways. Let's hold the energy of the mantra that Jeryl taught us, Vav Mem Bet, and say that into all the waterways on earth, asking for healing. And let's send it to all the elemental energy, all of the the aliveness that happens under earth. Send it to all the animals out in the world, all of those that are outside and those that are inside. And as you are there in that center of Mother Earth, just take a handful of dirt today. Just reach out and grab a handful of dirt and just hold it in your hand and feel the grounding property of it. How does that feel? Does it bring back a memory of when you were young and you played in the dirt, you played in the sandbox? And just holding that dirt connects you to the earth, connects your energy, it grounds you and makes you feel safe. It makes you feel more secure in that human body. And now let's see our roots still left in Mother Earth to keep us grounded and balanced. And let's bring our energy back up to our heart, anchoring that feeling of safety and security right there in the heart center, knowing that the angels have our back. The angels are surrounding us, asking Archangel Raphael to touch every one of us who has some issue going on, whether it's a physical problem, an emotional problem, spiritual or mental, to touch any part of us that needs total healing today. Seeing all pain being eased with the touch from this angel. And now breathe in again, and we're going to gather the prayer requests. We're going to take each one that was put out there, whether it was written or spoken. We're going to wrap each of us that are gathered here in that circle. And we're going to ask Raphael and Archangel Michael to help us carry these prayer requests forward. We're not going to hold on to them. We're not going to be attached to the outcome of any of it. We're just going to turn it over. We're going to bring these prayer requests right to the source, right to God, the Creator, ever how you envision God to be, whatever name you call that Creator, the source of all that is. Right now, just envision that you're bringing it forward and you're leaving it there in that beautiful, healing, welcoming energy. The unconditional love of God is looking at all these prayer requests, looking at each of us here in the circle. And I feel Jesus with us today, the master healer, the one that can heal just by touching. And I feel that touch going to anyone who has something physical going on. So just receive the healing that's coming forward. And let's give some gratitude. Let's say our thank yous. Thank you to the angels. Thank you, God. Thank you to the masters that help us in many, many ways. And thank you to each person gathered here. You're special. Your energy is needed as part of the collective energy of this group. You are important. You matter. And you are so loved. So let's take that energy that we felt coming directly from God and pull that into our heart right now. See it as a bright white light coming right to that spot that you uncovered. And in that place, we're going to give. We're going to give away what we put in there, what God put in there. All of that beautiful love, that healing love. And we're going to send out love and healing today to each other. So as you take a moment, it's still coming in. So as you take a moment and let that energy really fill your heart space, just see what color it turns into. I see some pink flowing in there, that pink, beautiful glow of love. I feel Kuan Yin, the ascended master of compassion, who's coming in to help us see each other and lift each other for what's needed. So feel into the love and the compassion. Let's take a moment to breathe deeply in there. And then breathe it out over our Mother Earth to every inhabitant, every plant, every animal, all the water. Breathe it out there. And then with your next breath in, we're going to start connecting with each member of the group one at a time. So you're going to look to your left and you're going to say, I love you. So let's do that now. I love you. Mm. And then feel it coming back in, because that's what happens. We give and we get. The more we give, the more we get. So if you gave from deep, deep, deep in your heart and you sent that out, it's really coming back like a love bomb right there in your heart. So let's give that to each other, to the whole group together. And we do this on the count of 3. And we say thank you to show our gratitude. And then we say, I love you. So you're ready? 1, 2, 3. Thank
Thank
you.
you. I
I
love
love you.
you.
Oh, you all are
Yay.
amazing this morning. We had a lot of people jump on during that prayer. Welcome, welcome to our morning show. Lynn, Sabrina, Julie Kiss, Claire Louise, Diane Deagle. Thank you all for being with us.
Hi.
And many, many blessings to all of you.
Absolutely. Have a great day, everybody. And I
Yes.
have to bounce. I have an appointment, so I need to go. Duty calls. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it that we're getting back to a new norm.
Yeah,
And
me too.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So everyone have an amazing day. We'll see you back here tomorrow at
Absolutely.
7:30 in the morning. I'll be up on time. I'll set 2 alarms tomorrow.
Awesome.
Oh, I love you all so much. And stay with us through the day. We have programs going on. Diane's on the playground at 9:30. So come join in with her and have some fun. Play today and enjoy that love that you just received. Bye, everybody.
Bye. And absolutely, Trisha. Bye bye.